Okay, welcome back, everybody, to the Best Listen in the Room podcast.
Woo! Let's go!
Thank you, Brian. Thank you for covering up my lack of fading down the music. Trying to be cool, and it didn't happen.
Didn't even know.
When in doubt, fade it out.
All right, on today's episode, you got me, Mr. Matthew Deering. We got Tyler over here, Mr. Joey Man.
Hello, everybody.
And everybody's favorite guy, Bry Guy.
Let's go! Woo!
Okay, so we're going to start off as per the usual with our Bible verse of the day. Today's verse, Luke 14:11, goes like this: For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Luke 14:11. All right, so we are right now a part of a 5-part series on humility. And so we had an episode just yesterday, so you can check that out, part 1 of humility. And today we're going to be jumping into this subject of dark into light. And what does that mean, and how can that skill, that listening skill and choice, be something that benefits you and your life? Sound good, guys?
Absolutely.
All right, so I thought we could start off with one of those tangible examples I like to do. And I mentioned this yesterday, actually, in the podcast. If you remember, Tyler, I was like, there's going to be an episode about you, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You remember that? So yesterday, I was on the verge. I even said this. I was on the verge of grump phase. I was just tired, and I finally, I just like kicked into gear for the podcast. But I was like here, and I wanted to be going home.
Yeah.
I knew I had a long night ahead of me, right? And I wanted some time with the family.
Mm-hmm. And you were here for how long?
A long time.
Long time. You're early in the morning.
Very long time, yes. And so I wanted to go home because I knew I was not going to see my kids much. And so I was like, I'm going to go home for a couple hours, come back, because I knew I had a late night to get through these slides I was working on. So anyway, what happened was, this is where the Tyler part comes into it, is Tyler was, how do I say this, slow?
I was low energy.
Okay, low energy. Yes, that's a better way of saying it. So he was low energy. And here's the thing with me, is I really like it when you're all in. So I'd almost rather you not be wherever you are if you're not all in. It's just like, and it's funny because it's in everything in life. Like if you can just take this and run with it, it really, and you'll realize too, I am interrupting myself, but you'll realize this too, where when you're on the receiving end, anything small can get ruined because the person you're with is not giving 100%.
Yeah, it's funny because this, we had talked last night, Tyler and I, about some of this, and the story that I brought up, you might remember, but when I was much younger, and you were living at your first house at Shangri-La, and we were having a party in the backyard. And
let me backtrack. What a great street name,
Shangri-La, right?
I've gotten so blessed with street names. Like
you really have.
Like you live in paradise, bro. Like
100p.
Pretty cool. All right,
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. We're on Shangri-La.
No, we're in Shangri-La, and we were having a party in the backyard, and there were the bags in the backyard, the bags game. And
you got humble, bro.
I got humbled. No, you kicked my butt.
No, go ahead.
What happened though is I came in, and at that point in life, when it came to things like that, I just didn't care if I won or lost at all.
Oh yeah, right.
And I got
cornhole, by the way.
So what's that?
Yeah, cornhole bags.
Cornhole, the game.
Cornhole bags, right?
Yeah.
Like, woo, yeah. And so like I came into it with I didn't care. Like
right.
I just like literally didn't care if I won or lost, and you're going ahead of me and you're winning, and I was just like I didn't care, and you got really mad, and you got mad at me, and you were like, man, it's really not fun to play a game with you when you don't care at all.
Yeah, because here's the thing. It's one of two things, and it could have been either of these things depending on your mood that day.
Sure.
But here are the two options if you say, I don't care in that moment. Mm-hmm. It's actually true, I don't care for whatever reason, or B, you're lying and just making it as an excuse so you don't feel as bad when you're losing, right? Either way.
Probably that one.
But but the person who's winning, it's like, well, great. Then why are we playing? Because if you're not trying, then I won't try either, and then therefore, why play the game?
Yeah, and that for me, that moment, it just struck me last night when that's why I brought it up to him. It really changed me.
Dude, that is like the greatest example of all time, right there. That was perfect.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. No, that is amazing. So along those lines, I think of the same idea where Joey, you love well, it's pretty obvious here.
Yeah, right.
The Cardinals.
Yeah. I mean,
Rise up,
Right.
Red.
And so not that you would let it get you down because you're diehard and you're going to do what you do. I know you. I've seen you. However, let's say you invite someone to a Cardinals game and you're cheering and you're getting into the game and they're literally just like don't care, right? Scrolling on the phone, whatever, they look at it, they're and no response, right? How does that make you feel being with that person?
lame. Super lame.
Yeah. And so it's like, of course, it's just a game. Like, everyone knows it's just a game. It's not my life, it's their life, and like, fine. But like, we're here for a reason. We're participating in something, and I'm either in it or I'm not. I'm either 100% or I'm not.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I mean, that has happened. I won't say names or whatever. But I've been to a lot of games, so like, there's a sample size there. But yeah, for sure.
And it probably depends because, like, of course, who cares if they invited you? You're just grateful either way.
Yeah.
But like, you invite them, probably not gonna get another invite.
No, for real.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
that
you kind of spoiled this for me a little bit, And it's like, again, I can do whatever. I'll be me no matter what. But for everyone to understand for themselves, because that's the thing. That's the thing I'm trying to drive home here is you're going to be that person that's ruining whatever experience it is for everybody else and not knowing you're doing it just because you're not paying attention to this thing of like this energy. And so here's what my advice to Tyler
There I was last night.
Yes, you were
ruining the experience.
You were, and that's a harsh way of saying it. I wouldn't say it that way. You didn't ruin the experience. Not kind of like Joey. Joey's not going to let something ruin his Cardinals experience, right?
Right. It wasn't ruined, but it was.
Yeah, this is not to make you feel bad.
Tainted.
You were just moving slow. And I was at a place where I'm like, let's get this thing up and running. We've decided to do this podcast. Let's rock and roll. And I just wanted you 100% here. I'm like, if you're going to be a part of this, I want you in it, right? You come, you're determined, you're focused. And even if you don't know, that's where I want you to bring dark to light. So the dark to light looks like this. Hey, I'm confused. I don't know. I don't remember. I need help, blah. 2 is, hey, I'm feeling low energy, and I really apologize for that, but I just am feeling that way.
And that'd be B, right?
B, so what I say, 2? Yeah. A, B, 2, 1.
They're all decimal
The second
points of
option
sorts.
I thought
on
you'd
the
wanna know.
outline.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Like mix and match my metaphors.
And now we know when we got a funny thing in there.
Yeah, so A, you're either going to say, I don't understand or something, and that could slow you down because you didn't know, and so then you're trying to hide that you don't know, and it slows you down. Or B is like you're just tired for whatever reason, or you're dealing with something internally, and then you share that. That's the dark to light that I'm talking about. Because as soon as you expose the darkness to the light, you allow the people around you to get in the boat with you. And they so here's the person, and they come to the game. And they're, you notice, but it's like the beginning or whatever, and they warn you up front. And they just say, hey, just so you know, like, I'm having a bad day. I'm feeling a little low energy, and thank you so much for bringing me to the game. Now, if they're not cheering, now they're not as, right, you're like, cool, man, I can get in the boat with you, and then maybe I can even lift you up in a loving way, but I don't feel like you're just, like, purposefully doing this thing.
Yeah.
That's the power of dark to light.
Yeah, and then last night for Tyler, I would say that was he was in the one category of he came to me and was vulnerable about like how afterwards.
Wait, 1 or A?
A, 1, 2.
Now we're all confused.
Yeah, it's out there. So, and he just brought up like that he started to understand the in a positive way, the stress of all the things that are coming your way when you're doing this.
Yeah.
And sort of like brought that up, which then through the Holy Spirit moment, I felt that because he was open and vulnerable and honest, I could then do the same back and ask him, and that got us into this conversation that.
Right, and to touch on the stress part of it, that I realized I was feeling the stress, but I didn't realize it was good stress.
Yes, he did say good stress, right? After
you have a certain amount of stress that's good stress. If you're like crazy stressed and everything's stressed, that's probably bad. But a little bit of stress, you need it.
And the way he said it too, really, was the stress was specifically that it was because it means that you care about something. Going back to our point, the stress was I care enough, and it's good to have something to care about in that way, which was so cool. I mean, that's what opened when he said that, it opened everything up. It was like a wide open door, you know?
Incredible. Well, thank you for sharing that, Tyler. I want to go back just because we did touch on this Bible story and just kind of bring this up for a second, and then if you guys have anything else you want to say, we can go.
Did we get to the end of like his story and the flip kind of thing? I don't know.
Look at him. That's the flip.
That's
bro.
the flip. Okay. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, we talked it through. You talked it through.
Yes.
He talked it through. It got brought up, and then you deal with it. You know, I mean, Joey knows this from time and time again, and I've gotten better at the way I deliver it. But this fact about me will not go away. So love me for this. I want to have the conflict now. Now, and then it must be over.
Yeah,
right.
Because you get to something.
And
ideally, it's like...
That's right. We rip the Band-Aid
awesome.
and we deal with the thing. Because if you don't do that, it becomes a festering sore.
Yep.
You know, and it gets worse and it gets worse. And you put a Band-Aid on it to hide it, but it's still happening. And then you keep walking on it.
Oh, yeah, that's my reference for bandages. Very good. Very good.
Well, and I think really quick before we go into the Bible verse, it's... I said something similar about, like, people my age.
Yeah.
But there's also just the importance of talking to somebody like that. Like, it's a human need to talk to people, and especially about the stuff that is hard that you're working through personally. Because if you don't do that, then you get caught in that place of dealing with everything yourself, and that's never good to be there.
Yeah. So let me understand what you're saying. You mean talking to different people after something happened, or talking directly to the person in the moment?
I just mean talking in general, like having people to talk to about the things that like are going on in your life is important.
Got it.
And that's kind of like with phones, with everything, conversation as it once was has evolved and is lesser, and that's something that's still so important.
And I don't know, this will have to be its own episode or maybe even series. I really don't know the answer to what I'm about to ask, but I've noticed now, I've come to realize that I somehow developed a skill of dropping things, of letting things go quickly. So when I say we talk about it, we rip the Band-Aid and it's over, for me it's over. And I'm shocked. Like, it happened today where, you know, Leanne and I were talking, and I went to go coach the basketball team, and I came back, and I look at her, I'm like, are you okay? And then she's like, well, I was just wondering if you're okay. And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? And it was the conversation that we had.
From earlier.
She wasn't okay.
Oh,
no. Right. And it was funny because it was something that she had done to me, but I was like, it was over. We had dealt with it. In my case, I was not carrying that.
Yeah.
And if I am carrying it, I deal with it. We talk about it, and then I allow myself to let it go. And sometimes, if it takes a really long time, it's 5 or 10 minutes. But usually, it's instant.
Yeah, and I think this is just my guess, but I would guess the reps.
Yeah.
Age and that's really what it is.
That's what it is.
You're starting to learn to do it, and it's just like the classes and the acting. It's like you run the foundations over and over and over until eventually they just happen. And I think you've been working on this for a long time and doing it over and over and practicing and practicing and practicing. So you've built that skill.
Because here's what's interesting. When you do let it go, if you do have the confrontation and then you do let it go, you then get the chance to talk about your day still with the people you love You can call them and say, here's what's going on. Here's what happened today. How cool is this? How we got to the other side of it. Like this happened and we left so happy and forgiving and loving and whatever. And now you're not painting this picture of negativity to the people that you love, but you're actually going like, here's the thing that I'm living in, which is so awesome. Like it's so cool.
Yeah.
And maybe we could live in that place too. Me and you, the person I'm talking to that's outside of this place. Because when you start to live like that with everybody, it's really cool because you build this like unbelievable trust of like, of course I'm going to make you mad. Of course I'm going to be rude. Of course I'm going to be, I am human and and this is for everybody. Like I am not God. So there are going to be times when I do these things. All I ask, you give me the chance to say sorry. Give me the benefit of the doubt to say, hey, I know Matt. Like he's not a terrible person. He probably didn't mean this or didn't know it landed on me this way. Let me bring it up, and then from there, we can talk it through. And then it's like boom, and that is a choice, always a choice, right? But when you deal with it, then and there. It gets fixed. If you don't, it's one thing piled on the other. And then even if you fix the latest thing, you're still holding on to stuff because you never brought dark to the light in the past.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amen to that.
All right, how are we doing on time here, Tyler? I like to keep these around 20 minutes, but we might be blown right through that.
Right, we're looking at 17.
17. All right, we're going to quickly go into this Bible verse here then.
Love it.
All right, so I'm going to talk, I'll just mention it again. So for all those who exalt themselves, all those who lift themselves up, you will be humbled. And for those who humble themselves, you will be lifted up. And so what Jesus is talking about here is basically a dinner with the Pharisees. And everybody's trying to get the best seat at the table next to the biggest host, and they're kind of fighting and arguing about it. And he's like, are you kidding me right now? Like, really? Just humble yourselves, you guys. Like, just be here. Just be. Stop trying to fight for the best chair.
Yeah, right.
You know? It's obnoxious.
Totally. And there are so many places actually biblically where that happens with Jesus seeing it with people, all the way down to like his own disciples fighting over who's going to be the closest to Jesus, who sits next to him,
Right. And so then we take this same thought then and we say, if you exalt yourself, you'll be humbled. So that means like, I'm going to talk about myself. I'm going to make me the star. And, I'm going to try to make this all so exciting about me, right? But if you humble yourself, if you do the work when no one's looking,
in the dark,
you'll get lifted up, right?
Yeah.
And I want to say to you gentlemen, I want to wrap here. I want to say I am very humbled today to be your guys' friend and to be in acquaintance with the three of you guys. I love you so much, and I can't tell you. I'm about to do something. I'm about to go give a speech, and you guys have been so loving and giving and just connected and just willing to be there for me, and I am not worthy. So thank you guys so much for everything you've done.
We love you.
We love you too, Matt.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Best Listener in the Room podcast. Thank you so much for what do you got?
Matt.
That's
we
dope.
got
What'd I do wrong?
Huh?
nothing. But tomorrow and the next day. Do you want?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Then I'll do the
So
lights.
we are
Right off of what you just said.
Yeah, before I wrap the podcast, we are probably going to be off the next 2 days, but for sure we're going to be off tomorrow because we're traveling. And so just expect that. But we're going to keep the series going. When we come back up, it's either going to be Thursday or Friday that we'll launch back up on the podcast.
And don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and all that fun stuff.
Appreciate it because it does help with the old algorithmic stuff.
Plus, then we're friends, which is nice.
Yeah. Even if we don't know you, we're friends.
We're friends.
Because you like me. All right, for real this time. Thank you for listening to the Best Listener in the Room podcast. We are grateful for the time with you.